Hey guys, so the second film that I'm going to talk about in my Tribeca 2026 series of reviews is Sad Girlz. It's a film by Mexican director Fernanda Tovar. It has already won really big accolades at Berlinale this year. It won the Crystal Beer and it won another award. So I won't name it just because I'm not sure right now, but purely based on what I know is that this film already had pedigree from Berlinale this year, and it premiered at Tribeca, and honestly, I love the film. Right? Uh, it's really heartwarming. It's tender. It celebrates female friendship while also treating sexual abuse with the kind of seriousness and the kind of sensitivity that a serious issue like this deserves. Right? So the film is a story of two young teenage swimmers. One of them is Maestra, the other one is Paula. Now, both of them are really good friends, right? They are sisters. They are really supportive of each other, and they are planning to attend this party, right? And this party is happening a few days before an eclipse, right? And there is a lot of so this film in general has a lot of mentions of spiritual practices, right? I think multiple times across the film we see characters read each other's tarot. There are tarot readings that are being held. There is also an eclipse, right, that happens, which carries a deep spiritual metaphor, which I'm going to talk about once I get deeper into the review. So the film begins with these two girls, and they are obviously they are teenagers. They are very excited for the world of partying and what awaits them. Unfortunately, one of these two girls, Paula, goes through an incident where she suffers sexual abuse at a party, right? And that night changes everything in the everything for Paula and even for Maestra by effect. What follows over the next few days is Maestra repeatedly questioning Paula about her, because this is supposed to be Paula's first sexual encounter. So Maestra follows up with Paula, how was it? And Paula is very evasive with her answers and very non-committal. Now, by that this time in the film, the viewer is not really aware of what exactly has happened, right? And the seriousness of what has happened, we are not quite exactly familiar with it. However, as the film goes on, it is revealed to the viewer, as it is revealed to Maestra, that Paula has been assaulted sexually, and it is revealed through a Chat GPT like AI interface where Paula and Maestra, they sit together and they enter the information about what happened at the party, and you see the AI bot tell both Maestra and Paula that what happened was sexual abuse because there was no consent. And ironically, or not ironically, I think sadly, the man who assaulted Paula is a part of her swimming team, right? There is a swimming instructor who trains young girls and boys for an upcoming swimming competition. It's going to happen in Brazil, and two players out of the entire team will get a chance to go to Brazil on this trip. One man and one woman, so a male player and a female player. They have to compete amongst themselves, men against men, women against women, and they have to, whoever wins amongst them goes to Brazil. Now, the rest of the film follows Paula and Maestra as they try to come to terms with what has already happened in Paula's life, and there are the themes in this film are really heavy, and it's a very tender film, a very sweet film. And by using the words or adjectives tender and sweet, I don't mean to say in any way that the film downplays the seriousness of what happens. I think the film treats it very seriously. The film has a dreamlike quality to it, and it's a celebration of sisterhood, and it's a celebration of female solidarity in many ways. There are a lot of sequences where we see Maestra and Paula just sitting in the sun and playing with each other, playing with each other's hands, looking at the aeroplane passing in the sky, and playing with the mirror. And it's really sweet. It almost has like an ethereal quality to it. It's very, I would say, dreamlike in a few places. So that is a part that I really like. Now, Maestra's brother, I'm not sure who is the actor who plays Maestra's brother. I did not quite catch his name, but that actor has done a great job, because he is that male figure in Maestra's life who is actually really protective of both Maestra and Paula, right? And it's a film that it's a character that I really love, right? And there is a time when Paula is really anxious, and then this brother also supplies drugs to Maestra and Paula, so the two of them can get high and relieve their anxiety in whatever way possible. Now, Maestra and Paula's friendship also hits a roadblock when Maestra reveals to Paula's father about what happened to her. Now, I beyond this, I'm not going to tell you what happens in the film. You have to watch for yourself. But it's a very telling moment that explains why it is so difficult for survivors of sexual abuse to come forward and share their story. Right? You really feel Paula's pain in this film. What she's been through, it's incredibly unjust, and you know that this question of Brazil, who gets to go to Brazil, is hanging over all the characters throughout the film, right? Nobody knows what's going to happen, and what I really liked was that the person who deserves to go to Brazil the most gets to go to Brazil. That's all I'm going to say. And I really liked the end, right? It's really heartwarming when one of the characters, again, without revealing much, stands with a mirror on the ground and points it towards the sky. And that was a scene where I really choked up. I was like, wow, it's one hell of a film. And also, I think, talking about the spiritual aspects, now there's a lot of spirituality involved in the film. At one point, the chariot is a tarot card which is pulled out. The spread here is not rider waite, it has to do with cats. I'm not sure what is the exact spread here, the tarot spread, but the card that is pulled out from this tarot deck is the chariot, where there are two cats, right? And both of these cats are sitting next to each other. And when Maestra pulls this card out, not once but twice, it's almost like the divine powers are signaling that both of these cats are actually Maestra and Paula, and both of them are sitting right next to each other. They are each other's buddies. They are really supporting each other through thick and thin. So that is at least how I chose to interpret this tarot sequence, because the same card being drawn twice, right? So I read tarot myself, right? So a lot of times when you see a card appear again and again, it's usually a divine power that's trying to tell you something, and that's exactly what happens in the film. So there is a deeper spiritual metaphor here about how the divine powers are guiding Paula and Maestra towards each other, and the fact that both of them must stick by with each other in this difficult time. And another spiritual metaphor here is that of the eclipse, because the eclipse is coming, and eclipses are often associated with major events in astrology, with major turning points in the life of an individual. And a lot of times, eclipses also force individuals to confront really painful realities. So when that eclipse occurs, first of all, that eclipse scene is so otherworldly. You actually see, you know, the eclipse happen. They don't even, like Paula and Maestra, they don't even have glasses to wear. There is a risk of them going blind, so they are looking down, they are not looking in the sky. I think that entire sequence is really well played. And then you see the two characters, they're supposed to make a wish, right? And none of them tell each other what their wishes are. So I mean, as I'm speaking about it, I don't know if I'm really able to communicate it well. Like, this scene was really, really well shot. uh, I think it is one of the finest scenes in the film, of which there are many. And I think there are a lot of underwater shots in this film also, which are really worthy of appreciation, because particularly when Paula is diving deep into the water, so she skips going to her swimming lessons for quite some time. And uh, we realize that she obviously cannot go swimming, because she's still traumatized by what happened, and also because she might as well just meet the same guy in the swimming class. So that does not mean that she does not like swimming. In fact, my interpretation of this was that for Paula, swimming is very therapeutic. Not only does swimming help Paula heal, not only does water, just being in water, not only just does it help her heal, not only does water help Paula heal, but it also helps her process really complex emotions, because all of these montages where we see her swim and where she's underwater, and that then at one point she decides to deep dive into the water as well. So I think in these sequences you really see Paula trying to get over, not get over, I think to process the trauma that she was put through. And that is something which I really appreciated too. So all in all, it's a really lovely film, and it has already won big at Berlinale, and now it's playing in Tribeca at Tribeca. So if at all, by the time this video reaches you, if you're still at Tribeca Film Festival, and if you wish to, if there's a screening of this film that's happening anytime soon before Tribeca ends, because there is just one more day that's left for the festival, so you should definitely check it out. And I really think that, I think if I'm not wrong, the director, this is the debut feature for the director, and they have done a great job. And yeah, and I think what really stood out in this film for me is female solidarity, is female friendships, and the way it's portrayed, it's really tender, it's really effective, and it really works for the viewer. And yeah, that's why you must go and watch this. And if you are new to the space, hi, my name is Dipanch. I review films for a living. I have covered major film festivals like South by Southwest and Tribeca. You can stay tuned to this channel for more reviews that are going to come from this year's edition of Tribeca. Hit the subscribe button if you like the video and share it with your friends. Take care. Bye bye.